The farming community in Stockport in Limpopo has been left stranded. The area has been hit by devastating floods, with crops and livestock affected. At the nearby Stockport border post, travelers are being turned back. The road leading to the port of entry has become submerged by the swollen Limpopo River, cutting off access to the border post.
I was coming from Soshanguve, going to Botswana, but now finding out the border gate does not work. It affects us a lot because of now I have to cost another petrol for my distance, because now I cannot pass to Slivepigwe. I have to go to Slivepigwe, and this Matisdrift border gate is a shortcut for me when I'm coming from Pretoria.
Game and crop farmer Willem Ditoy and his family had to evacuate from their farm to this lodge near the border. Ditoy's lucerne plants are fully submerged in water. He says they are yet to assess the extent of the damage. There is also uncertainty about the safety of his game.
We farm game and then lucerne. We've got some pivots with lucerne. It's been quite disruptive. One of the pivots was almost completely underwater. About 60% of the farm were underwater, and most of those places won't be able to reach for 1 to 2 weeks for waiting for it to dry down because it's mud. You'll get stuck there easily. Even walking there is a challenge. So as soon as we're able to reach everywhere, we can determine the damages, but at the moment we have no idea even what to expect. If there was animals that was caught in the flood, we just don't know at this moment.
He says when the water started overflowing into properties, the community came together and ensured that everyone was moved to safety.
From the beginning, from Thabazimbi, Lephalale, it was compared to 2000 flood. So we tried to warn everyone, all the farmers, those that's not on social media, we try to warn personally, and for mostly we succeeded in our goal. No one was injured as far as we know or drowned. There were some people that needed to be evacuated, but that was also done successfully, and we managed to keep everyone alive and safe.
Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen earlier visited Thabazimbi to assess the damage. He says temporary relief measures are being implemented.
Key priorities are to get electricity back up and running, so those farmers that still have crops under irrigation are able to irrigate. Secondly, to get the roads up and running again as quickly as possible so that those people are able to get their products to mills and to markets as quickly as possible. But in the longer term, we're going to have to look at how we mitigate and protect our farming areas from very clearly the effects of climate change that are starting to have a huge impact on agriculture. We are going to have to look at things like raising dam walls, putting in place new dams and infrastructure to better manage these changing rainfall patterns, so we don't have this boom or bust phenomenon in the agricultural sector where people are wiped out in a year of flooding and then suffer the following year with drought.
Steenhuisen has advised provincial officials to declare a state of disaster so relief funds can be directed to the area.
A lot of jobs on the line here as well, and that's an aspect that a lot of people recognize. There's seasonal workers, there's permanent workers that are now not going to have crops to harvest, and which means they're not going to be able to find work. So I think that the sooner we can have a state of disaster declared here by the province, the sooner we can get help in here from the various departments of government, I think the better it's going to be.
Affected farmers are hopeful that the water will soon subside and they will be able to assess the extent of the damage. Biman Baloyi, SABC News, Lephalale in Limpopo.